Lesson number 2, different kinds of measures. So in the previous lesson, we learned what measurement is. Now we will go even further and describe the different kinds of measures. So there are 3 broad categories of measures that are used in quality improvement. There are outcome measures, process measures, and balancing measures. So the outcome measures answer the question, where are we ultimately trying to go? And it's intricately linked to our aim. So it tells you how the system is performing. Examples of outcome measures would be things like mortality, adverse drug events, ADEs, or average length of stay, ALOS. A process measure answers the question, what are we ourselves either doing or changing in an attempt to move closer to this aim? So they are measures of our own processes. Some examples could be the time it takes to complete certain processes, but just be aware that the outcome could also be a measure of time. It could be the use of technology, or the use of particular interventions. The third kind of measure is a balancing measure, and this is where we attempt to answer whether the changes we are making in one part of the system cause problems in another part of the system. For example, if we make a process more efficient so that patients are in and out faster, we want to ensure that the improved efficiency hasn't negatively affected the quality. So quality and time are often countermeasures. It's kind of a trade-off between those 2 measures. So in the big picture, your process measures affect both the outcome measures and the balancing measures. So let's try a practical example of this. This is stick figure Joe. And the thing about Joe is he's a bit overweight for a stick figure. And he wants to become a bit more like this. So this is Joe's aim. So his outcome measures would include things like his weight, his dimensions, so his size, and his perceived energy levels. His process measures include things that he can do in his day-to-day life that will impact this outcome. So that's things like physical activity. And Joe is committed to going to the gym 5 times a week in this case. And also his food intake, so his diet. And in this case, he's committed to stop eating high-calorie foods. Down here we have the balancing measures. So the other thing you should know about Joe is that he likes having fun with all his stick friends and socializing. So we're going to put here his social life. And you can see probably how his commitment to spending time at the gym 5 times a week will interfere with his ability to spend time with his friends, and how his commitment to not eating high-calorie foods will impact his ability to go to restaurants with his friends. So once again, we see that the process measures impact the outcome measures and the balancing measures. But the goal of any QI project is to positively impact the outcome while not sacrificing on the balancing measures. So this is just a simple example of using outcome, process, and balancing measures in quality improvement.